lovelies, welcome to the Little Marion Farm Trunk Show. Look at all this pretty stuff. Michelle from the Little Marion Farm has brought us so many beautiful things this year. These are just absolutely stunning. It was a pleasure to see her when she dropped off all of these gorgeous goodies on Wednesday. She's been in the middle of lambing, so of course she was exhausted. So we are very grateful that she was able to come up from Southern Maryland to bring us all these pretties. So let's see what she's got. So also, she has put a price on each skein individually. And then we have the show on our website at lovelyyarns.com/Little Marion Farm. And Lovely Yarns is all one word with one Y, and Little Marion Farm is spelled just like that, M-A-R-I-O-N for Marion. Okay, so we've got a few bases. So starting off, we have this gorgeous alpaca, brushed Surrey alpaca and silk yarn. This is a lace weight. This is wonderful to use it on its own, or you can hold it together with another yarn. These are 50-gram hanks. You get 328 yards, and each skein is 36, and her colorways are Flame, Lamb's Ear, we've got Silver Dollar over here, and then this really cool one that looks like graffiti or like the glass fault that used to be in the streets here. This is Baltimore and Salted Caramel. And then moving over, we've got a couple different bases of fingering weight yarn. These here, these are a 4-ply fingering weight, and it is 100% fine merino. They're $32 a hank. Each skein is 100 grams. You get 437 yards, and it's made with 20.5 micron merino. And I can assure you it is very soft and fabulous. So this yellow and gray, this is Deja Vu. And then we have Spellbound, which is sort of like a purple blue. It's like a blue violet, like blue and blue violet with a little bit of gray. It's sort of like dark and spooky, very spellbindy. And then up here we've got Almost a Magic, is this beautiful tonal wine color. And then next to it is Secret Garden. So, and this is, it's got this pretty sort of olivey greens, like licheny greens, and some rosy mauve. And then next to it, we have Cherry Blossom, which I don't know if any of you have been to the East Coast in the springtime, but cherry blossoms have been in bloom, and there's like pink puffballs everywhere. Washington, D.C. has a cherry blossom festival down by the harbor every year. So that's the Cherry Blossom colorway. And then the other fingering base that we have from her is this incredibly soft. It is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. And we did have this base from her last year when she was here in July. It is a 3-ply fingering weight yarn. You get 437 yards in each 100-gram hank. And it is so scrumptious. So we've got Blue Iris. This multicolored one is called Doodle. Isn't that pretty? And then this one that everybody goes, ooh, because it's green, and then it's blue with speckles, and then it's this pretty soft pink. This is Lily Pilly. Those are the 3 colorways that we have in the fancy alpaca, cashmere, silk blend fingering. And then this time also she put together some mini sets, and these are out of the merino base, so like this yarn, but in a mini form. So, and then there's 3 colorways. There's Aegean, we have, which is like shades of pink and purple. This is Madagascar, which is sort of like a bright like an acid green with some peaches and burgundy and ivory. And then we have Granite Lake, which is blues and violets and a little bit of gray. And then moving over here, we've got this, I guess before moving on to the sport weight, a little more about the minis. Each pack of minis has 5 20-gram mini skeins, each with 87 yards. So it's equivalent to a 100-gram hank of yarn. And each of them, so here's all the, look how pretty it is. So it's equivalent to a full hank of yarn. But if you've been knitting gnomes and like little cute things or crocheting little cute things, this is perfect because you get like all these pretty colors that go together. And I believe these are $36 each. And then moving over, we've got the sport weight. This is this colorway down here with this blue, it's like cobalt and magenta with some violet and gray. This is called Compote. And this sport base, it's a 3-ply. You get 328 yards and 100 gram hank. It's 65% super fine baby alpaca and 35% extra fine merino. And these are all non-superwash, so it's going to be a hand wash or they will felt, but they're so gorgeous. We do love a non-superwash yarn. Look how beautifully the dye has taken to these. Look at that. Non-superwash yarn is so nice for garments because, you know, you make your swatch to determine what your gauge is going to be, and superwash will like grow and grow. Slippery yarns can also grow. But it's nice to have like that bit of wool in there to help the yarn keep its shape when you're making your garment, so it stays true to your swatch, true to your gauge swatch. But I would recommend, if you are knitting a garment, after you've done your gauge and you have a little bit into the body of whatever you're making, you might want to recheck to make sure that your gauge is still accurate. But let's see here, back to the yarn. So this sport weight, so this is anemone, and then over here is sherbet, and then we have sparrow, which is like a really pretty fawn gray, and then this really pretty baby, this is dancing leaves. It's all those beautiful autumnal colors when the leaves change. And then that brings us over here to the DK. There's 2 DK bases. This very nice shiny and incredibly soft single ply base, and this is some alpaca in it, you can see, and it looks like also a little bit of silk. And then we also have a merino DK base. So this one, the single ply is, well, this beautiful orangey color is persimmon, and the DK, so she's calling it a DK or a light worsted. You get 252 yards. That's a very good yardage. 40% baby alpaca, 40% merino, and 20% silk is what these are. And you can see they're 36. So we've got persimmon here, and then next to persimmon is clementine. And we have tutti frutti, which is like hot pinks and oranges. And then next to tutti frutti is water lilies. So we've got a little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of pink. Look how pretty that is. It's so shiny. That's the silk, makes it shiny. And then we've got seascape, which is some turquoises and a little bit of bright green and some white, very like Caribbean beach with like the sea grape plants going out on the beach. And now we're on to our merino base DK yarn. This colorway is called Bouquet. Oops, I'm just knocking it off the peg. But this is Bouquet. So it's all this pink and a little bit of purple and some yellow. It's sort of like a little bit of everything, like a bouquet of flowers. And this is a 4-ply DK weight yarn. You get 231 yards and 100 gram hank. And this is comprised of 100% fine merino wool. So this is Bouquet, and then down below here we have Old Barn, which is sort of like this wine with gold and some gray. And then next to Old Barn we have Quarry. And we also have Lavender Fields, which is a really pretty lavender purple with a little splash of green in here, a little speckle of brown. And then moving up we have Apple Blossom. And then next to Apple Blossom, this is turquoise and brown. This one might be my fave. And this one's called Southwest, but it is this blue color that I like so much that, you know, I think all my summer clothes are that blue color. And then finally we do have 4 different colors of a worsted weight yarn down here. We have Acorn, and then moving up we have Coffee Culture is this one. I was trying to remember. Coffee Culture is all these browns and taupes. And then next to Coffee Culture here and up here is like this blue speckly one. This one is called Succulent Garden. So it's like blues and green speckle. And then last but certainly not least, this awesomeness is Peacock. And Michelle has put a peacock feather inside the label with each skein of yarn. How cool is that? So let's see here. So here is this beautiful peacock yarn that has the feather inside the label along with the yarn. And oh, it's so good. It's so good. So, and then the worsted weight yarn is super scrumptious. The worsted weight and the merino DK, these are $32 a hank. And the worsted weight also is 100% merino wool. And it is like a hand wash, cool, lay flat to dry situation. And it is so scrumptious soft. And look how incredible the color is. Just stunning. So, and we do have a sweater quantity of everything. And this little plaque is a little bit about Michelle. Here she is with one of her lambs and her farm. And look at all her gorgeous stuffs. And she does always send us non-superwash wool, which we love. Look at that. And the color is incredible. So we have all of these beauties here through the end of May. So don't forget to come to Lovely Yarns and pick up your faves. Make sure you can squish in person. But then also, if you can't make it here, we do have free shipping all the time. And you can call us, you can email us. You can find all of our contact information at lovelyyarns.com. It's LOVELYARNS.com. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And happy stitching!